Okay guys, let's talk then about my 10 C's of survivability, if you will, and a little bit of a different take I have on those. But before we do, I was thinking, as I was setting this up, I was thinking about something I wanted to mention, and is that history backs up especially the 5 C's of survivability. When you read guys like George Washington Sears, Nesmith, and his Woodcraft and Camping book, or other books, you'll see that these guys, when they went into the woods, they carried these 5 items pretty much in some form. It was maybe 10 containers at that time, but they had a way of making shelter, starting fires, cordage, cutting tools they preferred with them through that. History proves that out. We've heard talk of Otzi the Iceman, the guy found frozen in the Swiss Alps that lived some 3,500 years ago. And he was found with these 5 items, the 5 C's of survivability on him. Prove that. I'm going to put a slide up here just to show you and talk about those 5 C's. Otzi had on him a cutting tool. He had a flint knife and a copper axe with him. Some way to cut and process wood and animals, skinning, things like that. But he had a cutting tool on him, as you can see. He had a pouch that had tinder fungus and some pyrite and flint in there to make sparks. He had a combustion device, a combustion or fire kit there to start fire with him. He had his cover elements. The 3rd C, he had fur clothes, moccasins, boots. He had clothing to keep him warm, but he also had a grass mat, a woven grass mat that he could use to sleep on for a cover element in there, as you see wrapped around him. He had containers, birch bark containers to carry water in, to collect things in. He also had some baskets with him that he was found to have on his possession at that time. So he had container elements in his kit. He also had leather lashings, strips of leather to use as cordage around his belt through that. So he carried the 5 C's of survivability with him some 3,500 years ago. And it was really interesting for them to be able to find him frozen as he was, because it allowed archaeologists, historians and all to study him. And because he was frozen, these items that he had with him had not disintegrated. If he had been buried alive or in the ground, he was frozen, so they all were maintained, so that when they thawed him out and found him, they could study these items that he carried with him. And what did he find? The 5 C's of survivability. So in my take, the first 5 C's are an absolute essential to having in your kit. Having the cutting tool, the combustion device, the cover element, the container, and the cordage. But then where my take is a little different is on the second 5 C's of the 10 C's of survivability. And that begins not with 5 items that I carry, but 5 additional kits that I carry with it. And the first kit in that is what I call a care kit. What's in this care kit? The second 5 C's of the 10 C's of survivability. I'm going to have my kindling device in here. My headlight. I'm going to have cotton material in here. I'm going to have cargo tape in my care kit. The canvas or cell needles, or that little group of needles I've got, in my care kit. And I've also got my compass in my care kit. So the 10 C's of survivability are included in my 10 C's, but there are other items that we carry that I think affect our survivability even better. And all of this is subject to personal preference. What items can I carry to help care for myself and my equipment when I'm in there in the wilderness? And mine may be different than yours, but it's thinking about it and preparing before you go on what things can I carry with me that if I get into that compromise situation, I'm able to survive and affect my survivability there. So we talk about that care kit. And the items, I try to look at the 4 core needs of my survivability in the items I place in here and what will help me with those 4 core needs. First core need of survivability is our safety and our health. I carry a small first aid kit. I don't know where I found this one, but it's a little dry box type thing, waterproof container. I carry a few bandages in there, but mainly what it's for is medicines that I carry. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, aspirin, an Excedrin type medicine, some sinus medicine. I'm bad to get sinus headache. Something to knock the sinus headache out for me in there. Also, those are oral type medicines. I carry some topical medications in there. Burn ointment, antibiotic cream, sting relief type ointments in there, along with some wipes, but just a small first aid kit. And this is all subject to where I'm going and what I'm doing, but a few first aid items, self-aid items as part of my kit. And I usually keep it separate from this kit so it's easy to find if I need it, a bandage or the medicine or something like that. So I've got self-aid items in here along with the cotton cloth, the cargo tape, the canvas cell needle, and other items that can help with my self-aid when I find myself excuse me, out there. Core need number 2 that I help with here is controlling my body's core temperature. Got a small emergency blanket in here. Some construction or 55-gallon drum liners that can be made into a shelter, a browse bed type thing to get me up off the ground if I've got to spend the night. These things, along with an extra fire, an extra big lighter in there, and things that can help start a fire. Just simple care key items, redundancies, if you will, to the care kit through that. Sustenance. I carry some water disinfection tablets in there, iodine type tablets to disinfect water if I'm unable to boil it. I can get drinkable water in there. I carry a big piece of aluminum foil folded up tightly and neatly. Takes up no space, no weight, easy to put in there. Cooking device container, could even be a signaling device, the aluminum foil could be, to reflect a mirror type situation. Carry water, boil water in it if I had to, but helps with the sustenance through there. And then our 4th core need of surviving is rescue. I've got a whistle I keep on the outside of it, but I've got my compass in there, the button compass I showed you on top of the whistle, and the dry container for some fire tools. So those type items that are going to affect my core needs out there and affect my survivability. I'll do a separate video really breaking down all the other items that I carry in there, because I take those 4 core need items or add additions to that or redundancies to affect those, but I also carry some maintenance items in there. A sharpening stone for my knife, some oil or maybe some fixing wax type things can be in your care kit to help fix and maintain your equipment when you're out there. So my 6th C, if you will, is a care kit. It encompasses the 10 C's with the first 5 and the second 5 there, but it's all as part of one kit with the other items that we like to take with us when we go into the woods, because again, we all take more than the 10 C's with us. We should have the 10 C's, but we're going to take other items with us. And that's all effective as to what is your personal preference. One of the things I do is keep a spreadsheet enlisting all of those things for my care kit. And it's a living document. It's a fluid document. It changes from time to time. I see something new, hey, I'd rather have that than this, and you work on it and you do your personal preference and reduce, increase as you need to make your care kit yours and handle the needs that you will have when you get into a survival situation. So number 6 is the care kit out there. What's number 7? My combustion kit. We talk about fire kits a lot. Different ways. You can have the small one, a small Altoids tin with a lot of stuff to start fire to help you really. You got your combustion device you should have on you, but extra tender fire starters, surefire type things, mini infernos that the Pathfinder School sells, those type items, cotton and Vaseline balls, fat wood that I keep in here, other ways to help kindle or get the fire going in other devices. In this one I've got a magnifying glass, I've got an extra big lighter, an extra ferro rod, a small Altoids tin for charge material. But having a fire kit or a combustion kit through that, and this is again a living kit, if you will. It's going to change as your skills improve, as you find and experiment with new items that, hey, I'd rather have that to start a fire. I like it starting a fire better than this. But a fire kit or combustion kit is the 6th C in my 10 C's of survivability. What's number 7? I call it the catch kit. Fishing kit, snare kit, it's all in one. Mine found this little old plastic drinking bottle with the snout, but what I liked about it, let me see if I can bring this in closer. There we go. See, it's got this little indentation around here where I can tie in gorilla line, fishing line on there. I've got a little bank line attached to it here, but it works good for a fishing kit. It's tied to it, attached to the bottle right here, so I can undo it, swivel on the end, and I can start fishing out there. Fishing kit. And of course inside I keep my fishing bobbers, or floats, of course hooks, sinkers, some snare wire in there. But one of the things I liked about having this is I can carry my frog gig. It fits right down inside there. Another catching way to secure food when I'm in the wilderness. So having some type of catch kit with you, whether it be fishing and a small spinning rod. If you're going to be in an area with lakes, and you may be planning to do fishing, but having some way to secure food is key out there. So you can throw that in real easily. You can come up with, there are a lot of great ideas for small fishing kits. It may be you can carry all you need in an Altoids tin to something like that. But having a way to secure protein when you're in the woods is key and critical. So my 8th C is a catch kit in my 10 C's of survivability. My number 9 on the list is my cook kit. Goes along with the container through that, but having some type of pot, a bush pot, this is the MSR Seagull pot, but having some type of kit to cook, additional cook kit to help you in eating when you're in the woods, makes your time more enjoyable when you can cook a good meal. And of course in these pots you can use them as a container to carry foodstuffs, spices, oils, whatever you need to help with your cooking. And we'll do a video on the cook kit through there. But that's number 9 in my 10 C's. Is having a cook kit. And there's all sorts, styles, types out there. Find what's right for you, but put it together. And maybe you've got one for this pack and one for your another pack, a different style. I enjoy putting these things together and experimenting with them, so do that. Cook kit is number 9, and then number 10 on my 10 C's of survivability is the comfort kit. What's the comfort kit? It's your sleeping device. We can talk about, and there's debate, and people are pro wool blankets. Wool's a great insulator, and we can talk about the benefits of carrying a wool blanket and the many uses for it. But a lot of us, when we go in, we're going to carry something to sleep in, and it's going to be a sleeping bag. I like the military sleep system out there, the 3-bag system, the bivy bag, the green bag, and the black bag, if you've ever seen, and you can combine them, mix and match to the need, to the weather conditions you're going to be in. But I like that for my comfort, because why I talk a comfort kit is because getting a good night's sleep is key to keeping your energy up, feeling good, and being able to survive out there. So if you're going and you know you're going into a long or term or intentionally staying a few days in the woods overnight, carrying some comfort items with you, something to sleep in. My preferred comfort item when I go to the woods is my Hennessy hammock. 90% of the time when I go out to stay overnight, and intentionally I'm doing it, I'm going to sleep in my hammock. It's comfortable. It keeps the bugs off of me, keeps me up off the ground. It's got a tarp in it. It's shelter. It's a seat. I can sit in it, cook under the tarp when I go to sleep. I'm comfortable in there, and with a sleeping bag and that works great. But that's my preferred comfort item if I'm going to throw something in my pack to go to the woods through that. Because what's relative in all of these kits, if you will, these 5 kits of survivability through that, is making them fit your needs and your situation. When we talk about these kit items and relating to the situation you're in, I use this usually when I go out hunting in the fall. I'm on a hunting or tracking or scout type situation. I'm going to carry this small field bag here, much like a haversack in there, that I'm going to carry my 10 C's or various combinations of my 10 C's in there, especially my care kit and my combustion kit through that, and probably going to throw my catch kit in there. I may not have the cooking kit as part of that, or comfort items, but in here. And in that situation, I don't intend to spend the night out. It's not a plan, so I'm not going to carry all of my kits, my 10 C's in there, but I'm going to have the first 5 and my care kit, my combustion kit for sure in there. But this is a setup for a day hike, going out hunting. I can single strap over my shoulder and go into the woods. But what are these items? And when we talk about kits in general, there are different scenarios, different kits for different reasons. This is my, I guess you call it, get home bag, my bug out bag. It's a tactical type backpack, stays in my vehicle. I've got an identical one in my wife's vehicle. My son has created his own get home bag he keeps in his vehicle. But the items in here are different than what I'm going to carry into the woods on a scout. But you create those and think about them. All of this in your preparation and your planning for these scenarios, and to have with you is a various bags, and you set them up for the needs you anticipate facing out there in the woods. And urban, this could be more urban survival in here, as to this more of a wilderness survival situation. So the kit is going to be relative to the situation you plan to be in. Of course, survival, you never plan to be in survival, but you plan to be able to handle survival when you get there. So that is kind of my take on the 10 C's of survivability. Yes, I agree with and follow the 10 items on the 10 C's of survivability, but those 10 items go into my 10 C's, which the second 5 are kit, the care kit, the combustion kit, the catch kit, the cook kit, and my comfort kit. Hope you've enjoyed the video today. My next installment in this basic survival series is MacGyver. How to use cargo tape to create anything. How to be a scavenger. As Dave Canterbury would say, a possum mentality to have out there. But how to find, use, make, create things that will help you in a survival situation. So we'll do that on our next episode of Field Skills in the Basic Survival Series. As I end always with the quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, life is a journey, not a destination. So I ask you to join me next time as we journey to self-reliance in the great outdoors. Thank you.